So guys, you know I'm a big believer in the cold spa therapy, especially for my performance horses. Any horses that are under basically a lot of stress, they're like professional athletes. No different to tennis players, football players, okay? Anybody that's under a lot of physical stress, they always ice down their joints after a practice, after a game, etc. So for my horses from 3 years of age onwards, because the 2-year-olds really don't get that much physical stress on them, but from 3 years old onwards, every day after I walk them, I put them in the cold water spa. Here's a perfect example of why I use this. Typically, unless there's a problem that I have to address straight away, typically I get my horses looked at by the vets, by my vet, Dr. Reese Hand, every 3 weeks, every 12 weeks, every 3 months, every 12 weeks, I get them looked at, whether there's a problem or not, just basically as preventative maintenance. Well, this last time, I didn't get them looked at for 4 months, so they went basically 16 weeks. Okay, I had 10 horses that he looked at that I had in training. One horse needed injected out of 10 horses with 4 months of really hard riding. Before I got the cold water spa, I guarantee you at least 8 out of the 10 would have needed some sort of maintenance, some sort of injection to keep them in good, healthy working condition. Again, we're not talking about trail riding horses here. We're not talking about backyard horses that get ridden once a week. We're talking about professional athletes that are in training 6, sometimes 7 days a week. So basically, one horse out of 10 needed any sort of injection. You know the amount of money that saved me and the owners on injections? My vet, I have the best vet in the world, Dr. Reese Hand, he's pissed right now because he's gonna have to put his last kid through college on his money. I paid for the first 2 son of a bitches to go through college. The third one, he's gonna have to pay for. That's how much less money I'm spending with them because of the cold water spa. Now, for years, I've had these spas, and I'll just be perfectly blunt with you. They're really just a big pain in the ass. They're always breaking down. You need to basically be a plumbing engineer to work the son of a bitches. Nobody in your staff can keep them running. They're kind of junk. And I paid over $80,000 for them in the past, okay? This spa that this company's done, Randy Massey is the engineer and the inventor, they've absolutely nailed it. Basically, I showed Randy Massey my spa 4 years ago. And I said, Randy, tell me what you think of this. I'm having trouble with it. It cost $82,000. You know, tell me what's wrong with this. And he just looked at it for about 10 minutes and he said, I'll tell you the problem. I said, what's the problem? He said, it's a piece of shit. They're using technology from the early 80s. He said, there's so much better stuff out there now. I can't believe they charge you this much money for this. So I made a challenge to him. I said, okay, you go make a spa. Really not thinking he would actually do it. Well, he actually fucking did it. 4 years later, this is what it is. Now, this spa that I've got from Cold Creek is a Generation 3. There's actually a Generation 4 out there now that's even better than this one. But here's what I love about this spa. Everything is in one unit. So the old spas, if you had to move them from one ranch to another, you needed like 3 plumbers to come in there and dismantle the whole thing, pick it up, put it back together. It was a disaster. This is all in one unit. So other than the chiller, and the chiller actually fits inside where the horse goes if you go to move it, everything can be picked up with forklifts off a forklift, put on a flatbed and moved. So you could sell it, you could move it to a different ranch, you could take it to a horse show. I mean, these things are very, very movable. But the biggest thing that makes the difference to me is it's virtually maintenance free. Okay, most horse trainers are like me. We can't fix shit. In fact, we do a really good job of tearing up equipment, especially our apprentices, okay? So this is like idiot-proof for a horse trainer. Even I can maintain this thing, and I'm not a handyman's arsehole. Let me show you a couple things. So you can see the 2 holes here. This is how you pick it up. So you can move this. You can move this wherever you want. You can open the doors. Everything is completely self-contained. You've got the filters, it's got 3 different filters on it. You've got the filters, electrical, everything you can access. It's clean, it's sexy, it's easy to replace. Very, very big on this thing. Okay? So you close the door. Very easy to access, very easy to clean. The touch screen here shows you the horse's name. So you enter the horse's name here. When you put the horse's name in, you can show how high the water goes on their hocks and knees. You can time it how long. I put mine in for 20 minutes, okay? You can time how long they go in. The 4th generation now, I believe, even has a program, a software program, where it can do billing for you as well. So everything's digital, okay? I'm just telling you that in the next 10 years, if you're a performance horse trainer in any of the Western disciplines, okay, you will not be competitive unless you have your own equine spa. The competition level now is so tough that you're looking for every advantage you can possibly have on your competition. Right now, the only advantage that's really out there is to keep them physically healthier and sounder. They're extremely expensive horses. We have to take care of them, have to take care of their physical needs and their mental needs. So I would highly encourage you, if you want to be competitive, you want to take care of your horses, this will pay for itself. I've done the numbers on this. One girl that saddles, or one groom that saddles for you, okay, I have one girl that saddles all day for me. She can put 10 horses in this spa. It takes exactly 15 minutes to get the horse ready to go in the spa, put the diaper on, load them in there, press a few buttons, you walk away. See, it self-fills. You don't have to stand there. It self-fills. When it gets to the level you want, it automatically starts. And when it runs out of time, it automatically empties itself as well. That's how idiot-proof this is. But it takes one girl 15 minutes to load a horse, unload a horse, put the diaper on, clean their feet out, etc. One groom can do up to 10 horses a day without having to hire any extra staff. So when you charge $400 a month times 10 horses, you run the numbers. It won't take very long for you to actually pay for this machine and save your customers money. I can't, if there's any piece of equipment in my barn that I would not ever get rid of, it's the Equine Spa. I have zero lameness problems since I've been using this device.